Hey, what is good everyone, Ferry here, and today I'm looking at a set between me and Rixta. This was a first to 10 we played, so get yourself a cup of tea before you start. If you don't know Rixta, he is a Ferry player that has been mashing up pretty much every single tournament he enters now. Obviously we're doing online tournaments, so online tournaments you have to take with a grain of salt, but he has very consistently always got top 3 or won the whole thing. He's someone that's caused me massive issues, basically smacking me down every time we played, but the last tournament match we had was way more closer than all of the rest have been. I think I got more rounds that time than I have in the entire time we played each other, which is like 5 tournament sets, including like a bracket reset grand final. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to be pausing this one too much because obviously this is a really long set. So one thing to note about him is he's a really aggressive player. He quite aggressively uses his buttons, and that is something I'm trying to take advantage of. He's looking for a knockdown, looking for a setup. My whole game plan in this matchup in general is... I will pause here. So my whole game plan in this matchup is simplify it as much as possible. And to do that, the main things I'm trying to react to are the spear, you know, when she throws out the spear and pulls you in. And the reason this comes out in neutral sometimes is if a Ferry is doing things like 2M to catch your rolls, she can cancel into the spear to combo on, I believe, counter hit, but maybe normal hit as well. But for me at least, and I asked Rixta afterwards whether this was the case for him as well, 2M into spear is not a confirmable thing. I think Lord Knight said the same thing. Maybe other people have other opinions on that. Rixta said that it was kind of a split opinion. But what this means for Ladiva in this matchup is spear is going to be used a lot. If you start rolling at them, they're going to have to do 2M. And if they start doing 2M, for it to actually mean anything, they have to go into spear. This is your opportunity to get in. So that's one way to simplify it. Once I start to establish that, it forces them to go into 2U. 2U is, although an amazing button, like you can't jump it, they can DP you, it allows you at least to try and attempt to use your buttons. You know, 2M's obviously got, 2U's obviously got very good range, but Ladiva's range is comparable to it. So even though 2U might be better, I can at least start using my own buttons. That's the way I simplify this matchup. As you'll see as we continue, there are little adaptations I make here and there. Obviously, a lot of this matchup is going to just be Ladiva gets in. If Ladiva gets in, everyone's a victim to Ladiva. People talk about this matchup being like 7-3 and all that shit, but like, you're a grappler playing against, you know, a long-range character. It's what you get. And you saw there, once again, the roll coming out straight through that button. I will throw in things like early jumps as well, that are or far away jumps. This is in anticipation of a button. Like, I like to view every button as a fireball with Ferry. So I'm looking to land on a button basically and hit her out of it. It gives me an opportunity to start to move in. And this is just standard Rixta, super good aggressive play into these lovely combos. Oh man, that sucked. I feel like I worked for that one. Doesn't finish me off, but it's probably not going to take too much. I mean, I played this match, I should remember, but yeah, go for the read. And yeah, I mean, it's just a straight 50-50 at that point, right? Another thing about this matchup that I find particularly useful is saving meter. So what a lot of people, myself included, did a lot early on in this matchup is use meter to get around things like spear, to reaction punish GG. This, like I said, spear, I'm just going to forward roll it. If I forward roll close enough, I get a full punish on it. GG, I can punish with lariat on reaction most of the time. So spending your meter like that, for me, is actually kind of irrelevant, especially versus Rixta, who is very set player orientated. I want to save that meter for forcing him to have to guess on his mix. So this is a really solid round for him. This pressure here, I've not seen this. That's just rude, isn't it? Guess on the overhead, block it. No, this is such a bad idea for me. Like, I shouldn't go into this super. This is like such a massive mistake. This super obviously does insane damage, but it scales really quite badly if you do it from a jab. And I don't get good mix-up from it. Sure, this is my turn, right? I can press things like far M, go into headbutt, but I could have instead used EX Lariat, got a knockdown, dashed up, did a safe jab, and forced Ferry into like a kind of 50-50. There was way more chance of me getting a comeback out of that than spending this, putting myself a range where the throw is not really a threat, and yeah, just that will work in no world. That's just begging a hit, right? You can do gimmicky stuff like cancel into 5U, but what does that really get you? It works every once in a blue moon. Once again, just rolling through spear, just trying to approach, get into that 2U range and start trying to apply my pressure. The EX one is way harder to punish, if not completely safe. You know, when you're rolling, the biggest thing, obviously you're worrying about the 2M from Ferry, and on top of that, the far H is very good at dealing with roll. And on counter hit, she gets a hit confirm. It's deadly. This is something I don't see it that much in this set, I don't believe. But this is very hard for Ladiva to deal with. She can cancel early and go into the jump H, which is going to be you trying to meet her in the air and SBD her. Obviously, she can drill as well to get past you, and she can come down with a button. There's so many options there for Ferry. If you do not keep real close pressure to her, man, it sucks. So this is one of the things I like practice specifically for fighting Rixta. This mix-up, I believe it's somewhat outdated, but it leads to a lot of damage for Ferry, right? I actually don't do what's optimal at all here. I go for close M. I should be doing close heavy into a lariat, and then I get a free meterless confirm, basically. It's very, very good. This is rolling against Ferry's mix-up makes her scared. And like I said earlier, when you have meter, she's then scared of doing the grounded normal. So you can really make it so the risk reward is not in her favor, and that is the main thing I was trying to establish specifically versus Rixta. You know, the matchup may be bad, but the player matchup can be, you know, you can do stuff with a player matchup. And honestly, like, even if a matchup is bad, like, no one is really at the level where matchups mean everything. You know, happens years into a game's life where people are 100% doing the 100% correct thing all of the time. Now, I had spent Lariat here on this, and by spending Lariat, obviously you've got Headbutt, which is your main frame trap from going for the target combo again. Like, that's why Rixta doesn't press a button here, because I can go into Headbutt. The reward on a Headbutt would have been a game-winning reward, obviously, just due to the life difference. But it's worth mentioning that when Ladiva spends the Lariat, the thing that is going to do 3/4 of your health is gone, and now it's just the thing that's going to do 1/4 of your health. It doesn't apply here, but it's something that I think people need to remember when fighting Ladiva in general. This was just kind of a bait. Go for the super, and that should be dead. Ferry with her low life. You get to see things like this. It's lovely. So, I think my game plan here is still kind of working, so I'm not really adjusting it. And that right there is that 2M in counter hit. Yeah, that sucks. It's going to be something I get hit by a lot in this matchup. But once he starts buffering into the spear, that's when I can start rolling in between and punishing him for it. Empty jump throw. When Ladivas do this, I love empty jump throw. If you watch any of my tournament matches, I fucking do it non-stop. The easiest way to deal with it is delay DP. Obviously, that's not like any mean guarantee to beat everything I can do. I can bait that too. But typically when I do the empty jump setups, I'm going between safe jump or SBD. So if you do a late DP, you're going to block the safe jump and then you're going to DP afterwards. So it's probably the best thing to do, especially in a game where there's a lot of wake up invulnerability on throws. You know, it helps a lot. And this is, oh, he doesn't get the full setup there, which is annoying for him, but it doesn't matter. Very, very good reactions on Antias. It's one of the reasons why I don't jump as much. I even think I should have jumped more. Yeah, right there. That's everything. That's everything I've been talking about. let's watch it. This is the most important thing in the matchup, I believe, is you roll through this, you get a punish. I don't convert it because I'm an idiot, but it's so important that you do that. Okay, here's another bit you can do versus Ladiva, right? So when you block this, and there's obviously no telling, like, this advice is kind of like circumstantial and requires you to react to this move. But, so when you block this, you can't actually, you can see he tries to, yeah, there you go. He tries to close L out of that. You can't, just due to the block stun. But if you get hit by it, you can. And that's because when you get hit, I don't understand why they've done this in this game, but when you get hit, the invulnerability you get from throws after any hit allows you to put out a close A for pretty much all the characters, apart from like Vass if he doesn't do 2L. So when you get hit, the actual reset is way worse than on block. And sometimes you'll see that actually panning out when people get hit by a jump knee and then they start mashing L and it goes through the SPD. Like literally this scenario where he got hit, he would have mashed out of it. And it's not because of like, oh, you mistimed it, he was still in hit stun. It's like, no, he was thrown vulnerable for, I believe it's 5 or 6 frames. That means he can just get an L out and the SPD will never win. I want to do a video on that because it's such a insane feature of the game. I mean, it's vaguely interesting, but still. Yeah, I like this. This is the pressure from him I really like, where he's just playing safe. Once again, making a hard read on the GG setup. I'm going to be doing that just a hell of a lot this set. It's really important. Like, make sure you can't just flowchart me, and, you know, all of Ferry's mix-ups from her different knockdowns are different, and there are some that are safer than others, and you have to be aware of that. And I said I wasn't going to be pausing this a ton, but I already am doing it. I'm the worst. So I do like to dodge here a little bit. I kind of, before I was doing a lot of like run dodge, and then Rixta was just like, okay, cool, I'm just going to do like far H and counter hit you. Oh, okay, people can react to dodge. All right, that sucks. But I'll do it at this closer range because things like whip to you start to come out, and this will get through to you. Also, if he does things like far L or to M, it will stop the pushback. I want to stay in this range, and I'm just outside of where my sort of far M becomes threatening. I'm just trying to get him to block far M. That's it. That's all you're doing as a Ladiva, is like, you block this fucking move, and I'm going to put you in a 50-50. That's it. So yeah, dodging there is like an important little caveat. Alright. Just gonna slowly work forward. I'm trying not to spend too much health. Like, here we go. A lot of people will say, oh, you know, grapplers spend health to get in. I rather spend health on like a bigger mix-up. You know, when you've got things like Lariat, which are pretty unsafe. Very unsafe. I'd rather spend the health on doing a mix-up such as Lariat. This is such a weird interaction. This is such a silly double guess on myself, right? So I was like, oh man, all right, I get this. I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to convert into. Like, maybe I could have done headbutt there. I wasn't sure if the ball was going to be too far away. And then in my brain I went, oh, you know what you should do? You should just like reset into SPD. And that will, you know, the animation will basically allow the ball to disappear. But then I was like, no, he's going to know that. So I'm going to go for the hardest fucking reset ever into close H, which obviously I just wasn't thinking about. And then, yeah, get slapped out. Luckily, I somehow managed. The scramble nearly always favors the Ladiva, right? And this is a case of just like risk reward. I mean, a bit daft on my part, but pans out regardless. Yeah, you see, this is me trying to land on the buttons a little bit more. It's very hard to do. I see a lot of other Ladivas do it successfully, but I find it difficult. I think I get 1 or 2 this match. You get it a lot more versus more defensive Ferries, but like I've been saying, Rixta is very aggressive. This is something I noted like immediately. My brain was just like latched onto this, and I didn't even use it use this information particularly well, but it definitely latched on was the dashing between the close B, or close M. The thing is like Ferry can be pretty fucking safe after her strings, right? She does close B, she does target combos, she does hula hoop, and fuck, that sucks. But this was, to me, like, okay, this is characteristic of Rixta and his aggressive style. This is something I can use at some point in this match during this close B pressure to just mash out. Because normally I just wouldn't mash here, right? As much as you want to mash and get your turn back, you normally just don't do it versus Ferry because everything's so solid on block. But this was definitely a sign that I looked at. I was like, okay, cool. I see something here that can formulate into a plan in the set. I'm not sure what he got caught by there because that is 0, so his jab should hit. It may have just been not particularly correct timing. So I do this frame trap. I like it a lot. Basically, if he jumps out, he's going to get hit by it. But retrospectively, now thinking about it, I'm not actually worried about Ferry jumping. I'm worried about the DP. If he jumps out, her jump is so floaty. If I'm this close to her, actually it's pretty easy for me to deal with. I would just super jump backwards and SBD, right? If I was further away, obviously there would be more mix to him. He can land, he can web swim, all the things we talked about before. So actually going for this mix up, although it's a fun little mix up, and it's always good to use stuff that's even potentially bad just to mix up how everything looks, and just like mess up the timing of all the block strings. I do think this is like not necessarily the best option in this matchup. Go for a lariat. I just saw him standing really, and that was all I was reacting to. I probably could have just supered there. Oh, so this is just me being an asshole. This doesn't count a hit. The supers and the SBDs from Ladiva, people will try and do defensive instant overhead, or not instant overhead, universal overhead, that's the one. It's not a counter hit when that connects, and everyone looks at it like this should be a counter hit, I should get a combo. So I always just mash after it. It's totally bullshit, and it's just like abusing people's lack of knowledge on like Ladiva, but I do just mash after it. So I'm like, you're gonna think it's your turn and you get a combo and you're gonna run up and do all some sorts of shit. I'm gonna just mash sweep. And that's what we see here, which is total dickhead stuff. Oh, so that's another little thing I'll talk about as well. This isn't a safe jump. It's a safe jump on counter hit. It's not a safe jump on a normal hit. The difficulty comes in like, what side is Ladiva going to land on? Because, hey, if I mess up, my DP won't come out. Rixta doesn't have a DP here, so I go for it, but it's something to note. Yeah, just staggering into lows. Just trying to catch him walking back and trying to regain space. I saw him stand blocking like a lot of stuff, so just kind of bullying in with roll right now. Blocking low, which you won't see me do a lot of, I'll be honest. I very rarely block low, I just roll now because the risk reward is just so insane. Now this is actually like signs of a more defensive Ferry, and what I really like this whole early on sequence, right, where it's very far away, I don't have shoulder charge right now, so he can throw out GG with no consequence, just pushes me to the corner, kind of delaying buttons and using that sweep, which definitely needs to use a lot more of, I think. That's the sort of stuff that I normally expect from Ferries, but it's just not his style, and fucking hell, it works for him. Yeah, just a big read there on a button press. I'm very scared of the DP. Yeah, kind of messes up his inputs. Yeah, so there's a couple of things there. Though you saw also like he did a safe jump before and I jabbed it out. This is not like some godlike read. This is literally just like delay pressing jab. If the safe jump comes out, I block it. If it doesn't, I'll hit him. Just ST shit right there. And now these setups are super legit. I'm trying to mash out. I think he kind of messed up the setup, but I know those are the kind of scariest ones you can get from Ferry. Yeah, this is perfect play from him. That was like the sort of pressure that is very hard for Ladiva to deal with, regardless of like meter and reads and shit, because it's all mid-range, right? The super throws are no longer a threat. Managing to block this. I was I don't know, this is a situation I want to lab a lot, and I'm definitely going to do something on this, because blocked hula hoop after the target combo, right? You'll see it later in the match. I start clashing with my 2M. I don't know what I can get off that, but it shows signs of life, because she is negative, right? So I should be able to take initiative somehow. I just haven't figured out how to yet. I tried jumping here, but you know, Rix is on top of it. He's a good player. He's got anti-airs like that. Nice, just on the fly mix up from him. But unfortunately, yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is not a safe jump. I assume he thought he had DP, so that's why hula hoop came out. But if hula hoop was coming out, it would have probably come out anyway, right? Because of just how the inputs would have been reversed. I could have killed there. I just messed up, but doesn't matter. Get the read and drop it. Jesus. That read, although it's really good, it's quite, the combo's quite hard afterwards, because you're judging the distance on it. So we just return back to neutral, and this is the important bit of the matchup. When GG is out, you just have to respect it. And this is, I said to him after the match, I think throwing GG out more would have worked. I can react to GG with Lariat most of the time, right? But it requires me to just be thinking about GG. And when I'm thinking about GG, I'm no longer thinking about Spear. I'm probably not thinking about some other option, right? The GG element of it, although it's not good, is super necessary for Ferry to be diverse enough in her neutral for me to have too much to think about. You know, you simplify neutral too much and just put it down to like 2U, 2M, and Spear is now really easy for me to react to stuff. Throw GG in there. Oh, okay, cool. I have to think about something else now. That adds one extra to the mental stack. Yeah, he's been getting caught by those a lot, so I'm kind of just running it. Once again, staggering his pressure. Yeah, this is just, we've seen this a couple of times now. It's just about the rolls. And I think at this point, really, he needed to just use a lot more 2U to, because there were a couple of moments where it was I was super close to him, and I think 2U would have hit. And I think if he was more on it with a 2U, it would have been just a wash. Oh, there you go. There's the big mix. You know, he spent all his resources now, so he doesn't get to follow it up. It's not really repeatable. There are some setups that are repeatable, but not that one. Yeah, this is it, right? Just fucking do it. That was played perfectly. Whiffs it, still DPs. Doesn't matter. And now gets a GG setup and the corner positioning. Tries to go for that instant overhead, but just a little too far. He's going to get another setup. Nice. Just super solid. Like, that's the shit I've been scared of the whole matchup. It's like him getting into that sort of momentum. It's fucking super hard to deal with. You watch any of my matches on stream, dude's like triple perfecting me because of his setups. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is actually an interesting round to talk about. So I had gone to the sort of like roll through spear well a lot, and my mentality in this match was to just slightly change the pace of things, because I'm trying to both preempt an adaptation and just kind of like not give him the room to like lab it live. You know, it's a long set, right? So I didn't want him to just like figure out how to deal with the roll while we were there and start 2Uing too much. I wanted to throw some other stuff in, so I roll at the start, start jumping a bit more. I start like throwing out like lariat, which I hadn't been doing that much outside of frame traps. I think that's important. Yeah, I don't know why I tried to roll that. That's just not the answer. He's not going to instant overhead there. It's just daft. Nice. Boom, boom. It's going to be a proper setup now. GG. Once again, caught low. Caught rolling. Doing a lot of rolling. So it's interesting, right? Playing a long set versus someone, but comparatively to the shorter sets. You know, Ladiva's a monster in short sets. Long sets is definitely harder for her, but you just learn so much more. This is just, you know, the most Ladiva round you've ever seen. Empty jump, safe jump, punish. The thing is, when Ferry loses her DP, it's such a wrap. It's such a wrap. Like, you can talk about, as the Ladiva player, like, oh man, fucking DP is amazing, it's 7 frames and all that shit. You can still safe jab it, you can still safe jump it, like everywhere on the screen after a knockdown. It doesn't matter that much. And then when she loses it, it's like, oh, she's got to jump out of this. Like, oh god, if she has to jump, she dies. So screw it, man. Yeah, this goes for the chip here, which I think, honestly, it would have been interesting. I think the follow-up button there was incorrect. It could have done like a 2U, but I think just seeing a bit more chip and consistency on that front after I started punishing a lot of stuff. Yeah, this was a read on a jump, so I just go immediately into the anti-air grab. Just get slapped because he's smarter than me. I like this. It's such a fun matchup. It's such a fun matchup to play. There's so much to like work out and so many different variations on all of her sequences. Nice DPing out. I mean, that was like, I would like to say that my sweep there was like Santeka's sweep. This is an interesting one, right? So what happened here where GG actually connected? Was it because I didn't roll early enough? You see, there was a couple of frames of me walking forward, right? But I found it interesting that I got hit by this. I imagine it's because I didn't just roll exactly on wake up. But at the time I was like, well, what? He immediately adapted this setup to beat my roll. Which is quite concerning. He's got a 100 meter here, so yeah, spends it immediately. Instant overhead. Its combos are fucking super sick. Yeah. Man. If you can imagine a world where sweep is better, it is when she is in Genai Gen. Oh yeah, my controller stopped working here, or arcade stick. This is important matchup tech. Ice out your opponent, kick out your USB cable. It's important. Alright. I like that as well, just taking the screen control here. So this is what I was talking about. Goes into hula hoop, does 2U, and I do a 2M. We clash. I don't know what the follow-up would be here. So he just goes straight into what I think is going to be possibly all of my options. Just goes into the 5L or far L. I definitely want to lab this. I think it's an important part of this matchup, to be honest. Being able to beat sweep there, or at least force a guess, would be fucking amazing, because it feels like such a guaranteed situation from Ferry, being able to do it, going to sweep, set something up, or at least move away, right? It sucks. So I definitely want to find out what the answer is there. It might simply be delay 2M. That might be it. You just delay it by a couple of frames. You can't really on reaction punish 2U. So it might be delay by a couple of frames and then just fucking just let it rip. There we go, big punish. Going for the reset. I don't really know why I went for that once again. No reason for Ferry to jump. Oh yeah, so there you go. That's because of the things where he's been dashing in strings. That's kind of my like check. Yeah, man, you gotta do it. Like I said, when you've got meter, that's a 50-50 in your favor if she goes for that. And it's important you take it. Oof. One escape. There we go. Yeah, it's important you make sure that the Ferry is honest, because the matchup is way less scary when, like, obviously, like I've been saying throughout this, there are ways she can set stuff up that will fucking kill you, and you can't really do anything about it. But it's not every single setup. This is safe. But like, there are moments where you can get out of her pressure or can force a read from her. You have to take it, otherwise you just will always be, every part of the matchup will be in her favor apart from knockdown. So yeah, it's fucking important that you learn those situations and learn how to maximize the damage for it. Because, you know, you slap her with DP and you're like, oh, okay, cool, like, doesn't matter. Slap her with a 60% combo, it matters suddenly. Suddenly someone's playing a lot more respectful and doing a lot more lows. It's important. Yeah, like I said, me and Rixta did talk about, I do think just throwing out GG in some of these situations. I was, granted, being so aggressive with my movement that I can understand that would be just, like, very easy to say, but I think it would have helped so much in this matchup. Oh, no conversion for me. Yeah, I've been staggering my pressure a lot, to be honest. After that, I'm kind of, it's one of the things that I think you can see from me as a pattern in this matchup is like 2 headbutts, wait, jab, 2M. Like, I do it so many times in this matchup. I think obviously the frame trap is scary from Ladiva, but throwing out a 2U from Ferry might not have been a bad option. If you don't get the cancel on that 2U, you can get punished for it, but you know, you should be cancelling into hula hoop. Nice. Yeah, there you go. That's the punish. Ugh. Ugh. Fuck me. Yeah, once again, try and anti-air it. I should go for more air SPDs, but I don't know why I don't in that situation. I just want the 2, like, we all know why I don't go for it. It's because I want the 2H conversion, which is death. It nearly pays off there, somehow. That sucks. Sweep messes up. The funny thing about that there, if you go back and you just watch it, like, you can see me churning while standing, which is super hype. Look at this. That's sick. I must have just hit, like, down back. Like, that was not a proper reversal. It's gonna do a grip of damage, but I'm gonna have to make a read here. Oh, okay. So, I know I've been complaining about the Oki off this, and it is bad Oki, but I've established enough times where, like, I will at least make you block a normal. So my whole thing was like, alright, fuck it, I'm going to make the harder read, where I feel like Rix is going to be a bit more like, alright dude, go on, throw out your far M, go into Lariat and lose the game. Like, or far M into headbutt, which would be more safe here, but he still has DP. So I was like, okay, whatever I'm doing is going to revolve around far M. So let's mix that up, go for a run-up throw. Should have done the medium version, it would have hit. Fucked up, and now we're scrambling. He's playing super respectful, so I'm just doing bullshit. That should have never worked. I don't know what button he pressed there, but I'm very shocked that I got a counter hit, to be honest. Because it's his turn. I think it's like -2 or -4, something like that. It's super minus. It was quite far away, granted, so it actually might have hit more meaty than I think. But even still. Yep, just walking up, trying to instant block as many buttons as possible for the extra meter. And like, it's worth mentioning here, right? Although I've lost quite a bit of health, I'm at 54% meter, and that's what, like, just walking forward will get you. It's just playing slow as possible. Didn't react to that. It's the proper mix-up. So I know the way you get out of that is something to do with jump, but I don't actually know. Like, I've not labbed that setup specifically. I think I just jump SPD or something. But, you know, there was like just stars in my eyes. I was like, oh, okay, there's a way out. All right, cool, I got this. Now, once again, I know I can react to spear with super. Like, it's not hard to do, but I'm not willing to spend my meter on it. I'm thinking in my head, like, I can spend it, like, right here. I could get through. But what does that do? All right, cool, I've knocked him down. I don't, the mix-up's even worse of this super mid-screen. In the corner, it's fine, but mid-screen, it's fucking terrible. Like, you don't even get, like, a meaty far M. So, if I'm actually to make a comeback here, I need the super. I need it to threaten in different situations and force, like, 50-50s at points where I wouldn't get a 50-50. So, I'm just trying to lame it out. And what that was I think I was super focused on just catching and pressing, pulling out GG there. So I just kind of moved that up to the top of the stack and was like, all right, look for GG. He's very kind of confident in pressing buttons, so just look for GG to come out and punish it with the lariat. Just the dodge caught me. You know, when you see someone cancel a move into dodge, it's definitely like a very good and very simplistic bait. Here we go. Man, this conversion. Oh no, we'll fucking wheel up that conversion. That was sick. GG just hits. The whiff 2L in there was nice. Whiff 2L again and gets the U. Oh man, it looked so good. And then he got caught at 720, which is like fucking the epitome of this matchup. It's like, do all this sick shit and then I 720 and wake up. This was, yeah, I could have gone really badly. I shouldn't have got that read. I guess he did this because of the last time where I did tried to do run up SPD. I just kind of made the read on it, caught him. He's smarter than me though. Wake up jab, very good option, because meaty SPDs are not real. All right, man, we've seen that the matches start like that so many times. Yeah, like when I get to this range, so you can see what's going on here, right? He 2U's me to push me out, goes for 2M, and just about catches me, but like that whiff punish he needs to hit with 2U, right? Get the safe jump, all this sort of stuff. Once again, mashing out because I've seen him run too many times in those strings. That's it. Delay DP. Delay DP is super good versus. Nice. I mean, right now he it's hard to say. I was gonna say like he just doesn't need to take risks. But he does also have things like Ball. And Ball is very good. Alright, well, I know. Yeah, there are times where I just think like, fuck it. Ladiva has 720. No, just don't do anything risky. Literally just press 2M. Or just as soon as Ladiva gets close, just throw out Ball. She can't really do anything about it. This setup's clean as well. Doesn't get any full conversion. Nice. And like I'm such a back foot here. I was trying to get a really hard read on something. Like just thinking, oh, maybe he's scared because of how many times I've got in at that range. Maybe I can be a bit more aggressive and throw in a lariat to catch him walking back. It's worked a bit, but you know. Right, yeah, that's once again trying to land on buttons. You see, like that's how Ferries have adapted and just delaying the button so it catches you. Man, Ferry players know everything. There you go. Little punish on that. Go for the SBD reset. Alright, it's my turn now. Oh, man, I wish I got this. So, meaty, safe on... Like, the safe meaty jabs versus DPs are pretty hard. They're not hard to do. You can set them up, but, like, I want to be able to do it, manually time it. I want to be able to run into someone's face after a knockdown and manually time the meaty jab. I could do it in ST, so I want to be able to do it here. The timing's just off, though. But it's such a cool Like, you see Ladiva sprinting at you after an SBD. It's hard to not want to press it. So this is a reaction to GG. I use, as you can see, easy inputs to do this. My reactions aren't like the best in the world, so I just use easy inputs for things like this, which I find hard to react to. I get the knockdown, I go for the sweep. Maybe, like, I don't know, delaying it would have worked. But realistically, what I should have done is gone, I've got an EX knockdown here. Let me get a setup. And once again, instead I went for the meaty jab, which kind of worked out that time, which is nice. But yeah, I should have realistically gone, okay, I got Lariat. I don't think my button's going to convert. Let me just run up and, like, the button I would have to use, right, is far H, which I don't have Lariat, so I can't get anything from it. So yeah, just run up, get a safe jump. That's the more important bit. Jumping on the 2U, the preemptive 2U. Like I said, you can anti-air after the 2U, but it's all about timing. Oh man, I'm so annoyed at myself for not converting this properly. I never do. So when you get a counter hit Lariat in the corner, the best conversion you can do is close H, EX Lariat, close H, throw. And it just does insane damage. This is obviously very high damage, but it could be even higher. I didn't punish that, but screw it. GG went away. That's all that matters. Ooh, good bait. Doesn't get a punish for it. Yeah, that's the problem with Ferry and her floaty jump, man. This means she doesn't get punishes sometimes. Ugh. Yeah, it was just a scramble. Yeah, the floaty jump just fucks her. Like, I do wonder how much you can do if, like, you think they're going to throw it and you just go down with a drill. But, like, I don't think you'll convert off that. That is something you can convert off, though. This is very good versus roll. Obviously, because I've been spot dodging so much and rolling so much, it's a scary option to do. It's not like a clean one. And where I throw out Lariat as well, this is not an easy button for Rixta to throw out, just easy, like willy-nilly. Like, it's good, it's very good, but there are actually things Ladiva can do versus this button. So that's what you hope for, is this counter hit. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the conversion, but you know, definitely scare me away from rolling for a little bit. So I'm going for, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was about to talk about all the things I'm thinking about, but then I just do that. What did actually happen here? So I empty jump into the H, and this is just to catch him if he does like delay buttons. You know, like I was talking about my own tech where I just normally press a button after I block, like, as if it looks like someone's doing a safe jump, I'll press a button but delay it, so if the safe jump does come out, I'll block. This is to counter that sort of tech. I managed to get this. I'm not super surprised. Like, everyone knows it's reactable, everyone knows it's super slow, blah blah blah, but when you've been hitting with, you know, 10 games of headbutts and SBD mix-ups, sometimes that shit's good. You get one of those a set, you know, 1 or 2 or maybe 3. I don't have to do anything. This is all on Rixta to do his thing. So I'm just gonna sit here. I should react to that, which is quite funny. I don't. But yeah, it's his turn. Like, there you go. There was no reason for me to take any risk. Obviously, by just looking for things like GG, I open myself up to other options, but that's just like, oh, dude, I have so much health. Even if he does run up and throw me or some shit like that, like, fuck, does it matter? Like, I've got insane health right now. Yeah, try to roll out, just getting caught. That conversion, I'm going to wheel that one up too. That's such a good conversion. I love the DP into far LDP. And this like sprint into my face as well. Just getting a proper Oki off this. Yeah, this is horrible. That was a beating. Jesus. It was hard to watch. Yeah, just super good stuff. Like, the pressure is in the corner is just so good and so fucking safe. There's just not anything you can do at that pressure. No punish. Alright, I like this. Just throwing out a bit more DP. Obviously, it's very high risk. You basically lose if you fuck up with it, but man, you got to do it. And it's working out for him. So he goes for the safe jump after this, which I do like the safe jump to push me to the corner, but it's like this position here, right? Yeah, that's exactly how I was thinking you should play it. Just like fucking throw something on screen, sit back, react to what I'm doing. Because I have to fight my way out of the corner somehow. And, you know, Ladiva's good at a lot of things, but like reversing the corner position, she's not actually that good at. So even if I did get a knockdown, I would have to do like finish you with sweep and try and cross you up, which is not a safe jump as we discussed. You know, it's important though. Yeah, this is good. Roll out, get a punish. Not the best punish. You want to hit them airborne. Just trying to frame trap here, stagger my buttons quite a lot. Oh yeah, that was an input cross up. Yeah, those rounds happen. It was definitely an input cross up that led to the hula hoop. If it was DP and he did, it would have fucking killed me. So. You see, the rounds are starting very similar a lot of the times though. It's 2M, 5M, spear, roll to spear. And I think it's the times where it's scariest or when he's varying those particular options. Like, I think things like, there's some more non-committal options, right? Doing things like far L would be really useful in this matchup. Just kind of slowing it down and like doing a bit more, like, obviously you can't react to everything, but just doing a couple more options like that. Yeah, playing it super slow, I think is good. Obviously, there's going to be a point where you work me to the corner, but that's exactly what this is for. Like, this is perfectly played. Now gets Oki and to do the things he's really good at. Just slowing the pace down. Yeah, I was scared of the DP. Done it a couple of times there. So that was super fucking meaty, right? I've like tried to hone my inner axle and learn like manually timed meaty overheads. So that's what allows you to do that into an SPD and it be not jabbable. There we go, just taking chip. He's got the life lead now. Doesn't need to do anything. Just sit there, react, play super slow. Love it. And this ball is like the basic, yeah. I remembered as I was talking about that I wake up like this. He's fucked up in it. He knows that. Yeah, it like, but that is perfect. I do love the. I really like using ball or seeing Ferry players use ball as just like the nail in the coffin. I think it's so good. This is your point blank. Ladiva can't do anything. Her super doesn't go through super fireballs. It only goes through traditional fireballs. And that means a lot because that means I can't just super on reaction to you doing it. You throw it out there, I'm kind of screwed. Like, I have to firm it. Ah, misses that sick conversion. And just gets swept for it. Ooh, that's dead. I believe so. Actually, I scaled. Ladiva's super scaled very badly. When you throw jabs in there. But once again, this was like, I've established respect over a course of the game. I get to run up throw you now. I think we're reaching the end of this as well. So I will spoil that the end score was 10-6 to me, which is genuinely like, I was shocked because he's beaten me so much, as I've explained many times. He was definitely a far superior player to me, but I think the adaptations, like the player adaptations here, were really important. It was all about like, how do I account for this aggression? Okay, I have to make harder reads on his aggression rather than my own. If I put myself in a situation where I'm getting caught by DPs randomly, that's fine compared to getting caught by his aggression. Now, Ferry's played differently, right? Like, there are some that are way more defensively and will pose different issues, but this was a player matchup thing as much as it was a character thing. So it definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable in this situation. Just having the spear as the focal point of my neutral, I think, was a game changer, because before I was focusing on the actual far M itself, and I switched that around, which I think was just so important. Beta DP. I could have probably gone into super there as well. Just gone straight into 720. I can't believe. Can we talk about the most annoying thing in this matchup? It's the fact that he fucking tech to throw there. That's insane. So there are a couple of things I really want to lab from this were this option. After hula hoop, I want to learn how to beat it. Like what are the options she has, what are the things that I can do to beat them, force her into a different avenue. And also that clash seems very important to me. The clash of 2M and 2U seems so important that I think I need to lab it at a lot of ranges so I can learn how to like approach the follow-ups, because her buttons are very low level. Like a sweep clashing with a 2M is bizarre, right? But they're low level. That's the thing that kind of balances out their range. So I need to figure that out, because there's probably a button I can press that will beat her fire L in that situation. Also, there were some just like player matchup things that I was doing well. I think once he like rounds off his gameplay, it's going to be completely unbeatable. But it's really cool to have this sort of back and forth of like learning matchups and learning players and stuff like that. I mean, fuck knows if I'll actually be able to beat him in tournament. But hey, it's a start, right? It's a start. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that long video. I know I normally don't make stuff this long. Like, this is kind of insane for me. But I really wanted to commentate this match because I think there's been a really cool sort of like this history of like evolution in that matchup between us. And I'm hoping the next time we play, I'll get fucked up, because it just makes it more fun, right? Anyway, have a great day, everyone, and take care of yourself.